Hello and welcome to Earth Trifle. Well, we're on another dog walk. Yeah, with the doggies, which happen to be over there. And it looks like we aren't the only ones that have that idea, because they just come past with their dogs too. Well, this is a disused railway track, or tram line, I suppose, really. And it sort of interconnects all the little towns and what have you. These days, though, well, they're not being used, unfortunately. Apart from as a chemin, as a path of Voie Verte. So it's rather lovely, actually, because it's tree-lined and what have you. Relatively straight and relatively flat, because, well, it's an old disused tram line. You know, they did try to aim for that, didn't they? Trains don't like going up hills, you see, apparently. So, this place here has actually had quite a bit of tidy up. This was a real mess. No one lives here, in that house. We've got so many empty properties here in France. You know, there's an abundance of them, especially in the rural areas. Well, this is a town. This is Oradour Sur Vayres town, but where are my doggies? Oh, they're over there. Look, see? Just having a little sniff and a pee up stuff. That's what they're doing. As they do. Well, there's an old hand pump there. Yeah, so that'd be a well underneath there. So that'd be mounted on top of the hand pump. The hand pump be mounted on top of the well. So there's probably a concrete lid or something. Yeah, there is. It's like a concrete lid, and then the pump is mounted on top of that. But these old pumps, you can actually make them quite easily, and that would have, yeah, for the actual thing to pull the water up. It's like a washer, like a leather washer, and that's what they used to use. It's like leather discs all bolted together. And the idea is that it'll then obviously suck the old water up. But as it pushes down, so as you put the handle back up again, the water pushes past it, because there's nothing. But it works very similar to the siphon in the toilet system, except it's not using gravity. So yeah, oh, it's nice down there. It's a good walk here. It's a very warm day today, and when you walk, you know, I need to walk the dogs at some point, and it's already what, 12 o'clock here in France. We're on Sunday actually, but I'll be uploading this on the Monday, and it's cool, yeah, because of all tree cuts, you know, the trees in it, you see. So it's ideal with the dogs, and the paths are not hot. Hadn't had, you know, enough time really to heat up too badly anyway, because like I said, it's 12 o'clock and the sun comes out and what have you, and you know, but 1-2 o'clock is too much for them. You can be ever so careful, you can burn, especially if you do dog walking on the roads. You can burn their little paws on the tarmac. Don't want to do that. Oh crikey. Oh, I've got a story for you. I have got a story. Sort of a story. I had a bit of a predicament this morning. I did. Oh yes, I did. Oh dear. I'm on my own, aren't I? Because she's in England at the moment and she won't be back until Wednesday. So I'm on my own, on my Todd. I had this predicament. After our dog walk yesterday, yeah, in Saint-Avant, which was lovely. Yeah, it was lovely there. It's old thatched church and what have you. That was great. Old streams and old Gothic bridges and stuff. Quite a nice little place. Didn't realise even though it existed on my doorstep. Well, it was obviously a tick heaven. Ticks, ticks, ticks. So I woke up this morning and inspected my bits, as you do. My bits of ticks. That's what I did. Yeah, so I had a look. And I had a tick on my buttock and a little tick on my back. So in two really awkward places to get to, especially on your own with a tick tool. Yeah. It was a flippin' nightmare, but I did it on my Todd. I wasn't going to ask my neighbour, Violet, no. Go and have a look at my butt. No. So yeah, it took me a little while to do, but I did it, got it out. But the trick is to make them go a bit easier to get out. Put a bit of alcohol on them. Whiskey will do. Oh yeah, that was just hand wash. Yeah, that hand steriliser stuff, that'll do the job. And they'll generally give up. But it's a good idea. What I've done is, I've got 2 black rings on my butt now. Yeah, where at my back. Well, a black ring on my butt and one on my back. So there I was. So what I've done, so black ring is a marker pen, just to mark where it is, so I can keep an eye on it. Because what you've got to watch out with ticks is, if you start getting like red radial rings around, I keep looking at the wrong place. Radial rings, or like redness radiating from it, like they almost like rings going around it, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. the likelihood is there's limes in it. You've got to make sure you get antibiotics, you see. So yeah, but these are quite tiny ticks, so the likelihood is they're, you know, I was probably the first bite of the day. Yeah, see, the old dare ticks are the ones where they've been on a dare and they get the limes off the dares, you see, and then they bite you and then give you limes. Now I mentioned this before in a previous video actually, and how a friend of ours, Hazel, she went back to the UK, it's years ago now, but she was quite a bad way, got really ill, and this was limes, she got limes, and that was on her private bits, that was literally on her genitals. Poor thing. I laugh about it, it sounds funny, but that was really serious. She was really ill, just lost all energy, really lethargic, I mean really ill. She looked quite poorly. And anyway, she went back to the UK because she thought healthcare would be sort of easy to deal with there. Well, how wrong was she? But you know, she's okay now, but she's still got the aftermath of it, a bit like post-COVID sort of thing. But yeah, because we do keep in contact. Hazel was lovely, she really was. But another friend of ours, when we first came over here, because we used to be in the theatre group, you see, doing the bits and stuff, and used to make all scenery in that for this theatre group here in France. You know, you do your things, you try and, you know, become a part of the community and all that. But then we realised it was just English, and it's not. There was no French. You had French come to the shows and what have you, but no French in the actual group itself, which seemed a bit weird to me. So I didn't give up, but it's just, actually, to be fair, it had problems with, because you get a lot of licensing and stuff involved when you're talking about the arts and what have you. It's not as easy as just going to, you know, someone performing. You've got to do it under like an association. I think that's something. Actually, we did that under the choir, but obviously that's not exactly correct. That was under the choir, or something. Route de Lyon, no, Route de Line art. Lyon choir. Yeah. So that was. I put paid to that, so I stopped doing it for a while. We've got badger sets here. So they're actually in the side of this raised bit here. We've got the where the old railway line would have been. And they're actually in the side here. So we've got badger sets down here in the side here. Oh look, Vene. Or Venez. Vene. And or Vene or Vane. And then down here, on the other side here, there's a bit you can actually walk down beside, and it's got loads of these little badger sets in. So the problem with my dogs is they get a little bit interested. You just kind of worry that the dogs are going to get nipped or something. So the dogs are not aggressive, you know what I mean? But they're just very curious, and they will bark and they will make noise, and they'll frighten the other animals, what have you. So we try to avoid that. Anyway, another friend, I sidetracked there. This other friend of ours who'd also got limes, Roger. I think I mentioned in the previous video actually, but he got really ill, really ill. He died. Yeah, but he had complications, so it's a bit like dying with COVID, you know, that sort of thing. He died with limes. It made him really ill and gave him complications, so he was a bit of a, yeah, he had a bit of a hard time. Poor old bugger. Wasn't nice clearing his house though, I'll tell you. It was a horrible thing to have to do. But you know, I was the one with the trailers and stuff, so you know, I could help. Oh, here comes a bike. A push bike, that is. I'll get off the path, see. Oh, I think he's on the mobile phone or something. No, he ain't. Don't know what he's doing. I think he's having a cigarette. Let's come off the path. He needs to come off the path. I wonder if the dog will behave. I'm sure they will. So it's just one thing, isn't it, you know? It's just, it's live. Bonjour! Ça va? Bonjour. I shouldn't have done ça va, really should I? Because I don't actually know the guy. I do try and do those bonjour and all that to everybody I see, really, even going to shops and stuff. I always say that. A little bit boisterous as well sometimes. But I've noticed is even in French lessons and stuff, you get told you always got to do the etiquette. You always got to do the etiquette. You always got to do, you must do it. You got to do it. And then when it comes down to the French, you aren't doing it. Maybe because I take one look at me. Oh, he's English. Bugger him. Probably. Maybe. Well, we come down here. This is where we like to get ticks. If we're going to get ticks. So this kind of like path that runs through the woods here, and it's runs adjacent the Voie Verte. But it's quite nice because it's saying that. Where are they gone? Where did they go? Come on, guys! Oh, they're there. They're sniffing up the bush. They were hiding behind the bush. They were. So look, yeah, we've wandered through here. See, the thing is, it cuts out some of the possible bumping into people. Although we very rarely bump into people. Little shepherd's hut over there. A bit like a shepherd's hut, or is that a very old horse box? I think that's a very, very old horse box. A bit random, isn't it? Rotting away it is. Oh god, my Wally's at it again. So it's all very nice. Well, I uploaded a video this morning when I was down at Saint-Auvent, that was lovely down there. So I'll definitely go down there again. But I did come back with a load of ticks, so I think I might have to make sure I wear trousers next time. It's either that or them ticks crawl off the dogs. That's happened before, you know, when they're cuddling up to you and stuff. And my dogs have got a habit of jumping on the bed when I'm asleep. Oh no, don't have your dogs in your bedroom then. That's what people tell you. I can't do it to them. They're too loving. They're very sweet. But they are. Sometimes they're a pain in the neck, I have to admit. What did I say about you, eh? Did I just say you're a pain in the neck? Because they definitely are sometimes. Now this Voie Verte, they tend to run adjacent a road, it seems. And this one does. And what you have is like generally they cross over other little roads where they go to villages and stuff, which will become at the end of this little part here. Will actually be coming to where you can turn left up to where the village is, which is behind the trees. Oh, I can't remember. It's begins with F. I can't remember. It's called a full charge. Something like that. Oh, and the garden party. Got the kids on the trampolines and them on the barbecue. What a lovely idea. I could have a barbecue. A bit lonely on your own barbecue though, isn't it, really? Just eating, really. That's my house is messing about. Because I've been pulling it apart and doing stuff. I managed to get put a socket in the shower room. I know, don't go there. I know in the UK you don't generally have that sort of thing in the unless you've got a shaver socket in a shower toilet room downstairs. But we've got this here in France. It's different though. You've actually got to have. So part of the regulations, you've got to have a socket in your bathroom. Mad as it sounds, but yeah. Same as you're supposed to have a TV aerial point in every room in France. I'm sure that's going to change now with all this internet and what have you. It doesn't make any sense anymore. It's going to be a LAN port, isn't it? If they go with Wi-Fi, you know, for many people, it's not needed. You know, I tend to use LAN ports. I use cables. I think you can't beat cables, personally. Part of multi-portability. But for most people, Wi-Fi is plenty good enough. Oh, down the hill! You're coming down with me, are you, Dora? There you are. Good girl. Oh, down we go. Right, let's go over here and we'll come up to the other bridge where the little road is. I think that's where the little road is. Pretty certain it is, yeah. And that can take you into the village, but there's one of the houses on the left. They've got this flipping dog. It's a bit aggressive. You know, or makes a lot. I think it might not be aggressive at all, but it makes a huge amount of din, and it sets my dogs off. So we don't tend to go that way. Besides, it takes you towards the road anyway. We try and keep away from the road to dogs. Otherwise, you've got to walk on lead, you know. And you know, I tend to avoid people the best that I can. Because I always do them at times where I'm not like the. Although today, yeah, I'll tell you some of the best times, either late evening or when people are eating. So like 12, 1 o'clock time, it's usually pretty good. You generally don't get anybody, very rarely, here in France, because they all have their long lunch. So yeah, unless they come here for a picnic, I suppose. You've got that to it. So there's the little roads. There's another one of these old railway bridges here, with the old iron and a silly bit of. I don't know what this is supposed to do. What is that really supposed to do, eh? What the earth are they thinking of? You know, I'm afraid you could fall down this bit. Health and safety in France. The thing is, they do have health and safety. Just that nobody pays any attention to it. So yeah, that's a little road there. Meanders round under the little railway bridge. And you get these little intersections all the way along. Sometimes it's just literally like a crossing. And you just, obviously there's no train coming or cut, you know. And it's usually a little tiny village, so there's no traffic as such. And yeah, and this Voie Verte, the walk itself goes all the way from Oradour Sur Vayres to Chalou. But, and there's a but, there's a what they call the velo track, and it's basically you ride a bike on the railway line between Glane and Chalou. And they do like they take you back and what have you, so you go one way, then they take you back to your car park, which is it takes a few hours, you know. It's not, well, it's a few hours. It would take quite a while, I should imagine. We've never done it, so my friends have done it, but we've never done it. There's also where it starts in Bouziers, there's a leisure lake, and you know, when they say leisure lake, somewhere where people can go and have a swim and stuff like that, yeah, with a beach and stuff. So you've got this leisure lake. Oh crikey, it's Himalayan. It's in Bouziers anyway. So it's a leisure lake. It's got the company that runs it. It sounds a bit Dutch or German, probably Dutch actually. I don't know. Anyway, it begins with H. To be you wouldn't pronounce H, would you? Like you don't pronounce the H in hospital. It's l'hôpital, as in the hospital, but you don't pronounce the H. Come on, guys, over here. Do a treat. Oh, I'm into that because there's a couple of bikes coming with some kids and mum and dad. So we'll give these doggies some treats. What do you reckon, guys? Would you like a treat? Yeah. All these people come past on their bikes. Oh, what do you reckon? You reckon? Wait. Bonjour. 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 Oh, and Wally. Well, they've had their treats. Mid-roll. So let's carry on. Hello, Wally. What are you doing, boy? So meandering our way back. I might give him another walk a bit later on because it's quite a short walk. But the thing is, they get so hot these days. I get tired. They used to walk for miles. We've done like 13, 14 kilometre walks with them before. And so I struggle to do that now, to be honest. But these days, I don't think they'd manage it. They'd be so out of breath. And Dora's got a bad hip. And Sebastian and Wally have both got heart problems. So it's not helpful. But there you go. It does worry me though. It really does worry me. Yeah, just one day you wake up and they're either going to be seriously ill or gone. You don't know, do you? Don't think about it. Let's change subject. Oh yes. Oh look, there's a lovely tree. Lots of trees. Do. So meander my way back. Oh, this is the thing. Look at this. I put water in a bowl for them, okay, in the car and what have you before we come out. As you've gone past a bit where there is actual water. What are they doing? Drinking mud. What is wrong with dogs? Why would you do that? They've got those peaty taste to it. It's obviously what's come out from the old peaty, being drained out of the woods here, the forest, and it's obviously gone through a load of peat and what have you. What peat or humus, and then they'll drink that stuff. It's foul, smelly as well. I smell of pond water. You guys are disgusting, really. And then they're going to get in my car. Black paws. That's what Wally's got. It's got all dirty black paws now. Quite nice. You know what I need to do? I need to learn how to just differentiate between birdsong. Because it's not even our place now, because since we've been doing that rewilding and we've been putting the trees in and been more aware of what's going on and doing more for the birds. Crikey. Oh, quick, I've got to tell you this. I came downstairs this morning to do their medication, what have you. There's a little tiny bird. I don't know what it was. What would that have been? It wasn't a sparrow or anything like that. It was a little grey bird, and it was sitting on the ledge of our back door. So yeah, an oak back door, and on the other side of that oak back door is our rear patio, which I did the video where I was pressure washing the other day, and they were the bird was just sitting there pecking at the window, doing this. Well, I walked past him, I come up to him, and he stayed there, and he didn't, pecking the window. It's like he's telling me something, because there was no blooming food on the feeder for the birds. See, the thing at the moment, we've reduced their food at the moment because we want them to be eating other stuff, not just what we're putting out. This time of year, because obviously there is lots for them to eat. Anyway, bugs and all sorts of stuff that they could be eating, but no, they prefer what we give them. Little buggers. But it's pecking on the window, I can believe it. Pecking on the window. Come on then. Waiting for you. Come on then. Where's our fat balls and our... Yeah, they love the fat balls. They get crazy over them. So I put them out there. 2 minutes later, a swarming with birds. But I'm only putting out 2 a day at the moment. Whereas we were putting out like all 6, the whole packet's worth, over the winter period. And it took... it's fair. We didn't really have 2 or 3 days actually, because they weren't so active. No, but now they're really active. You're still getting jiggy with it, you see. All the birdies are. That's a funny thing to see. Birdies doing the old mating ceremony. Oh, a lot of characters. I do like to see it, so I do like to see it. And I also love the fact that since we've been doing that work in the, our rewilding and what have you, they've got to do a lot more. So much to do. We need to I need to put stakes in first. We've got to stake the trees first, that ones we're putting already on our field, so I've got to do that. I need to find another thing to use for stakes, because not stakes, the ties, because what we were using were adjustable ties, which are ideal, you see, because as the tree grows you can adjust them. I'm used to get them from Action. I haven't got them in Action anymore. This year, last year they had them and they were really cheap in Action. If you go to the Brickos or the garden centres there, they're really expensive. Ridiculously expensive for what they are. So I'm sort of refrained from that. Look online, that might be a good idea. The other way I could do it is use an old bicycle inner tubes. That's another way you can do it. It's either cut them into strips or use the whole tendril size of the tree, obviously. And you can nail that to your stake. Sort of cross it over so they don't rub against the stake. You want a bit of movement in them so they can strengthen with the wind, you see, but you don't want them blowing over or leaning. We want them to grow sort of fairly uniform, because then whatever we plant underneath gets more of a chance. So we're told. You going, Wally, or you just go? See, they're all dragging their heels now. When we first come out, they go loopy and they say, "Oh, we're gonna go," and then they kind of like start calming down. Oh, I've done my bit now. Oh, some more bikes, little kiddie. Just, oh, what have I got here? Sort of bribe them off the path so people can come past without any hassle. Wally, no. Oh, what have I got? What have I got, Bear? Oh, Wally. What I'm doing is, if I put the treat over the door, Wally he falls off the back of it. Yeah, hey Wally. Yeah? Little devil. Little people. Come down there, look. Watch out! Oh. There, boys. Dora. Right, how we go? Oh, sorry, that didn't concentrate on the camera at that point. Well, why the dogs get in the way of the bikes? But they weren't, they were good. So this is where, so we've got this bridge here as well. So you can do a little round walk here if you like. There's actually a lake over there as well in the corner. You can't walk around because it's private, but you can walk sort of around, up to it. They used to have these old ride-on mowers with we call them now, scarecrows on them. It was a bit bizarre. Scarecrows on these rides. Actually, to be fair, when I was going to Saint Avon, I looked to the left of me, at the field to the left of me, and it's like there was these scarecrows on there, the usual sort of scarecrows. But then there's one that looked like a witch on a broomstick. Sebastian. Sure. He looks a bit grumpy. Some people just are, aren't they? They're going, I look like that. I'd be grumpy. Oh my god, I do! See here, we can sometimes, this little lane here, that leads to the road. One of the little back roads in Oradour Sur Vayres. Sometimes we park up there in the woods and walk up this way instead. Because if we see a lot of cars parked on the car park, the likelihood is there's lots of people and stuff, and possibly dogs. And you just don't want dogs to be a pest, you see. Being I'm on my own, it's quite difficult at the moment. Difficult to walk 3 dogs all at once anyway, because they're all pulling in different directions. And I'm not, I have problems with my hands. Come this way, guys. Another dog. Not a dog. Another bike. Do. Wally. Good boys. Good boys. Bonjour. Oh, help themselves. This gimbal, I need to replace this gimbal, it's not strong enough for this phone. Ah boy. At some point, as and when money allows. Yeah, when I bought this the latest phone I got here, I say late, it's still quite old, got it off my son, gave it to me. Well, I bought it off him, but it's a OnePlus 7, it's quite a heavy phone. It's quite a long phone, and although it's very good, it causes balance problems with the gimbal. So even though I've put counterbalancers on, if you still go through extremes of movement, it goes all floppy, a bit flaccid, So all the blossoms coming off the trees, off the acacia. I think it's acacia up top there. Look, it's been snowing. All this sort of, it's quite a coarse blossom. That is the blossom. Got little flowers. Yeah, I think that's the acacia. Now, acacia's actually, it's a really good tree. I think I mentioned it actually in another video but it's a very good tree apart from the fact it's very evasive. And it will just grow like absolutely crazy, just sort of suckers off the roots and what have you, and take over your land. So trying to keep it under control, and also has this whopping great, if I remember rightly, if it's white tree, that might not be acacia, that one actually. The acacia has some thorns on it, which is a bit vicious. But the wood's quite rot proof, which is quite good. Willow's quite an interesting tree though, because there's a lot you can do with willow, and one of the things is salicylic acid comes from willow, which is quite cool. But also there's the bark. When you strip the bark off the willow, it has the wood behind it. Instead of being smooth like it would be if you're doing like chestnut, for instance, strip the bark of chestnut, and the wood underneath is smooth, the cambium layer. Not on willow. It's got these like long, not thorns, but they're like long, shallow depth ridges. Sort of, projecting from the wood itself. It's quite interesting timber. I might see if I can do more with that as soon as it dries some. So I ain't made anything out of willow, not actually carpentry wise before, not as far as I know anyway. I made stuff out of willow, but it's all been rustic. My Wally's at it again. Oh god! I'll get a strike if I'm not careful for all this extra activity, which I'll try to refrain from now on. I think. Yeah. By the way, I got another strike yesterday. On the technically it's not a strike, but what they've done is reset the previous one, so I got to do another 7 days in the cold room. Yeah, it was a bit of an annoyance. So on the Old Shorts channel, I can't post or do anything on there until next Sunday. So yeah, a week from today. Very annoying. Yeah, I got that at 10 o'clock last night. Another strike, 10 o'clock last night. Can't believe it. And a lot of the time it's just like, what? Why? I think what it is that they don't. It's probably obviously partly my fault, but it's I don't think they understand the context that I'm using. You know, I'm just trying to get people's minds sort of cogs turning, and it's taken way out of context. Anyway, I got a strike. I was no point in peeling. I've tried to peel before. It's a waste of time. You know, they dig the heels in. Very rarely do they, you know, revert a strike. Very rare. So this on that channel, I've had, what is it now? I had a strike 3 months ago, and now I just had another strike. A week ago, sorry, and I got just 3 strikes. I've had 3 strikes in 3.5 months. Oh, and I got 1 copyright strike, which was really unfair because I had permission. So, yeah, it was really annoying because the permission I got was on Twitter. But the guy who I took the stuff off, who I asked to use the material, he's now blocked me on Twitter. So he's blocked me on Twitter. I don't know why he says, but now I can't access the. So I couldn't access the permission he gave me. What I should have done is do a print screen. That's what I should have done, to say I had the permission. So I couldn't prove that I had permission. But there again, saying that, it might have been something I've said or something I've done. He decided he didn't like me, so he is fully within his rights to withdraw permissions. So you've got to be ever so careful now. It's see, with YouTube, with all the algorithms and stuff, they see things as black and white, so they don't see nuance. It doesn't make any sense half the time. But you know, if you want to carry on on YouTube, you have to play their game, don't you? Which is a bit annoying. This is very unfair, but there you go. So I'll do more on here. But live shows, I'm thinking about doing on my Patreon, because you can stream live on there now, but it doesn't give you many options on what you can actually do, it seems. But I'll look into it, see what I can do with that. How I can do that without yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to do the sound effects and add videos into it and stuff like that if I want to. But we'll see. And that's all shorts anyways, that channel. Well, we're almost back. Yeah, we'll be coming up to the railway station in a minute. Or tram line station. I can't remember if it's actually a railway or tram. I think they're like trams. They're much smaller gauge than trains. They were, give you the idea of the gauge, the bogie over here. Not that sort of bogie, you know. Not one of the bogies that don't pay their rent. No. There's an old bogie sitting there. There it is. Ah, that's it, bogey. So it's quite an, oh God, Wally. It's quite a narrow gauge. When you look at the lines and that as well, they're really close together, so it's obviously trams and not railway. You can see all the actual lines and that in Chalou, where they're still there. All covered in grass and God knows what else, but still there. Well, someone's been collecting railway sleepers. Quite a few old railway sleepers there. There was an old bus there a few weeks ago. Burnt out bus. That was been cleared away. I wonder if they're trying to sell it, and that's why they've decided they're going to clear it up. You know, the house. Because no one lives there. They haven't lived there for years. Well, ever since we've been there, there's been no one living there. Just like the houses near me, you know. There's so many empty properties here. And yet they keep building more little shoebox houses. Yeah, horrible little things, but I understand why. They're very efficient to heat, I imagine. They're just like concrete block houses with loads of insulation stuck on the inside or the outside or whatever, or cladded, or just rendered, and a TDA truss roof. Yeah, well, I say TDA truss, will be TDA trusses here, but the same thing. What's it stand for again? That's the Truss Development Association, that's it. Yeah. Had a few dealings with well, basically they designed the roof for it. There comes a kit. So, but that's basically what you have to have done these days. What's happened to old carpentry skills? You know, like bird mouth rafters and stuff like that. All the old skills have been lost. You know, you don't have what you call real purlins in the roof anymore. You know, the big timbers that go from one end of the building to the other, or ridge beams and stuff like that. They fit these TDA trusses and just slap a few extra timber up to keep them square. Just nailed on the sides with metal plates. Don't like it. You know, I don't feel that any of these houses being built these days are built for longevity. Sorry. Well, we're here. So we had that old little station house there, and there's one on the opposite side here. Our old building there, that's the old station. It's the main station, and obviously the railway line being between two buildings. And here would be one of the sheds for the trains or the trams. Yeah, it was quite a, you know, it was a busy old affair. It was the old rail network. I'll show you on the sign here. There's the Voie. Wally! Oh, he's at it again. So here we've got, what's that place called again? Is it Shoyal or Mont? We are Har. There's car park here. And that is the Voie Verte. And then, like I was saying earlier, it runs adjacent to D901. Yeah. Right, all the way to Chalut, where Richard the Lionheart was killed with a crossbow bolt. And then that carries on down here. Oh, Hermelin, Espace Hermelin. And that's where the there's a zip wire there. There's the velo track is there as well. Leisure Lake. It's quite, yeah, it's actually a very nice place. A dolmen, a sacrificial dolmen. Where's the dolmen? Chateau de Brie. That's a lovely chateau. They take you there one day. The Grand Piconnet, which is the highest point in the area. And you got the Chateau Montblanc there. Obviously this one. I have actually this one here, which is Marmont Echelle Chabron. That's we have been there before. And in Tammany here, you got, which is where my friend lives, where you go motorbiking with. There's a dolmen, which is basically like a sacrificial rock. So it's a lovely place. Good girl. Everyone's out on the bikes. That's what I should be doing. You know, it's either bikes or walk the dogs, isn't it? Wally, stop it! Leave her alone. Come on, girl. He's a pest. He's a sex pest. Yeah, get away from him, girl. Get away. Run, Pandora, run. I imagine. What would this be? Is it for like filling it with water or something? Something like that. If anyone's been to Oradour Sur Vayres, or if you haven't, I definitely recommend it. So you've got this handle here, and obviously that's locks into these different positions. One there and one there. So you lift the handle up and you can turn the whole thing around. But I imagine that's maybe it's water. It could obviously be steam, wouldn't it? You see, so they need to fill up with water. Go on, guys. Let's get you home. Anyway, I think they're London planes, those trees. These ones are not limes. I don't think they're limes anyway. These ones are the ones being pollarded. Knobbly tops. You got to have your knobbly tops, haven't you? You know. Anyway, guys, let's get you in the car and open these windows up and give you some water. It's getting hot now, so let's get you home. Well, I think it's time to go. That is. So I'm going to say ta-ta, you know. You're going to get in or not? Or is it too hot in there? Probably. I'll chuck some water over, that's what I'll do. Anyway, I'm going to say ta-ta, you know. So have a lovely day.